That's what I'm talking about.
Birds Fly Talk family, what is going on? This is your host Kevin Taylor, and this is Behind Enemy Lines. Today we're going to look at the matchup between the Eagles and Redskins, and what better way to do it than to interview a rival fan page. That's right, we've got at Redskins Nations, that's Redskins Nations plural. Our boy Rohan is going to jump on the call with us here today, and we're going to go over a whole bunch of insight. But before we get to that, let me just tell you, I am absolutely ecstatic for this game. The offseason has been way too long, as you heard me say in my last video. So I'm pretty much here, decked out, and I am just counting down the time, right? I'm looking at the clock. Is it like kickoff yet? Is it game time yet? That's all I can think about. I'm sitting up here. I'm decked out in my, Birds Fly Talk custom jersey, and I'm just enjoying myself before the season starts, and then I get all stressed out and all that stuff. So it's going to be fun. But anyway, this is the first episode of Behind Enemy Lines, which will be a weekly segment we do, and we're going to talk to rival teams every single week. So like I said, we've got Rohan on, and before we do anything, I shouted out his page. Now it's time to shout out mine. So I want you to hit that subscribe button, like this video. It really helps us out. Let us know what you want to hear, leave input. We try to respond to everybody, but just help us out, man. Give us a follow on Instagram. Shout out to Sports R Philly. That's a partnership there. We're on their website there. So look, before we get started, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. And so let's jump right into it. Rohan, are you there? Welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going, man? So look, this is Behind Enemy Lines, and look, we had to pretty much get you on this line because we know that your Redskins page is pretty much huge. You got your finger on the pulse, and we want to know what you think about the matchup. So before we do that, how are you feeling about the Redskins season? What are your thoughts? I want to hear how you feel about your team. Let me know what's up.
Well, honestly, I'm really excited for this season. So over the off season, we got a lot of new players coming in, and we have like 11 new starters on defense. So I'm excited for DJ Swearinger, who he's emerged as a leader of our defense, and he's our starting safety. But last week we heard about Sua Cravens and his retirement plans,
right?
And that really hit me in the heart. But I'm still very excited. I'm looking forward to seeing Jonathan Allen play, Ryan Anderson, all of our rookies, Samaje Perine, who else? And Kirk Cousins too. In the preseason, he wasn't looking that great, but him and Terrell Pryor, their connection, it wasn't looking so smooth, but I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, so let me ask you about that. You brought up that connection there. Does that worry you, like what you saw in the preseason? Because I know I was looking at it. I didn't expect the, chemistry to be, kind of off like that. I saw some drops from Terrell Pryor. I've seen we all know what, Kirk Cousins can do. You guys have beat us the last 5 games, and he's led you. But does that at all worry you? Do you think they'll get that, together in time? What do you think about that?
It does worry me a bit because I think Kirk is making some good passes, but Terrell Pryor isn't making the catches. Like, I think he had 4 drops in preseason play. Yeah, so I think it all depends on Terrell Pryor if he can. This is his prove it year because he signed a 1-year deal.
Right.
And so I'm curious to see if he can prove the doubters wrong and
go out there and execute. Right. Yeah. Yeah,
another 1,000-yard year.
For sure. And I would say to that, too, that Alshon Jeffrey's kind of in a similar boat. He signed the 1-year deal here, which seemed to be kind of popular for the 2 best wide receivers on the market because, Terrell Pryor, he has a lack of experience. Even though he went over 1,000, he only has 1 year under his belt. And then you have Alshon Jeffrey, who pretty much can't stay healthy to save his life. Like he's allergic to staying healthy or something like that. So, teams didn't want to pay them. And so now they're in situations where they have to ball out. They got the call, now it's time to ball. So
I actually heard Terrell Pryor is about to sign a deal with the Eagles, but since Alshon Jeffrey signed, he decided to come to Washington.
Oh, wow. So we wanted both of them.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow. That would have been something else. Well, that makes sense because there's no way one of them would have had to leave, and we signed Torrey Smith as well for like next to
Yeah.
nothing. Um, wow, that's very interesting. But look, I want to. So I got your feel on the team. Obviously, you guys are young on defense. Your offense, Kirk Cousins. I think he's personally, and I've been on record saying this. I think Kirk Cousins, when he plays his best, I think he is right now the best quarterback in our division. Obviously, I have high aspirations for Carson Wentz. I think he will ascend, but
Yeah.
right now, I think Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback in the league, but in the division. But I'm interested to see how he fares without Garcon and Deshaun. So let me ask you this: what is your prediction, your record prediction for the Redskins, and where do you think they're going to finish in the NFC East?
I'm gonna go with 8-8. I'm trying not to be optimistic here, but I think we'll finish tied for fourth with the Eagles, as they'll go 8-8 also. So it's gonna be a .500 season for us. I still think we need another off season to take the next leap.
Gotcha. So with that in mind, then who do you think's going to win the East? I just have to ask then.
I'm gonna go with the Giants. I think their defense, it's really good. It's top five defense. They have one of the best defensive lines, and one of they have Landon Collins, the best safety in my opinion in
I
the
agree.
NFL.
I I, he's up there. He's definitely up there. I
Yeah,
think I mean, personally, I'm an ET guy. I love Earl Thomas and Cam over there, but Landon Collins very well could be. He's definitely the best safety in the division. That's for sure.
yeah,
But so you've got them at 8-8, tying with the Eagles. I don't give away my season prediction because I kind of unravel where I think that'll go with each one of these videos.
hmm
But I'm kind of in the same boat there. I don't think that 9-7 or 8-8 would be totally outlandish for the Eagles. I know a lot of Eagles fans have been saying 10-6, 10-6.
yeah.
But
Same here.
there's a lot of new pieces. And so with a young nucleus or new pieces, it takes time. And if you don't get started hot, it's very difficult to get on that track. But
Yeah,
anyway,
agreed.
yeah, absolutely. Anyway, so we got your record prediction. I know how you feel about your season and all that stuff. So let's get down. Let's talk some business. Let's talk football. What is the game plan for the Redskins? What are you guys gonna look to do? Give me some matchups, something. Give me something to chew on here.
Yeah. So as you saw last season, Ryan Kerrigan, he completely destroyed the Eagles' offensive line.
Absolutely.
Uh, So I think we need our pass rush along with Galette. I think, yeah, he's gonna play this week. He's finally making the comeback after two torn ACLs, and I think they have to dominate early so we can gain some pressure on Carson Wentz. And also our secondary, we need to contain Alshon Jeffrey and Torrey Smith. We need to contain them, and it's pretty much new in the secondary. DJ Swearinger, I'm curious to see how he plays, and Josh Norman versus Alshon Jeffrey. I think Alshon Jeffrey has the upper hand here because he dominated Norman for the. I think last season he dominated
Right,
Norman.
right,
Like he dominated Norman better than Odell and Dez. So
right.
it's gonna.
And that to me, like that matchup there, it seems like Josh Norman kind of struggles a little bit with more physical receivers. But to your guy's advantage, he does get to go up against Terrell Pryor in practice every single day. So he might be, well
Yeah.
fared for that. It'll be definitely an interesting matchup and definitely something that I'm looking forward to seeing. And to comment on, you know, your guys' pass rush and all that stuff. I mean, like last year was absolutely both games. We tried running bootlegs and rollouts to Kerrigan's side. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to see that at all this year. I need to see our running backs picking up those blitzes that you guys sent, and I need to see our line act like the line. PPF rated us as like what 1 or 2 in the league, and I just kind of don't buy that at all. I'm not sold on our
Yeah.
interior line at all, but we'll see. I think they can perform, but I definitely didn't see that in the preseason. So I definitely think, I think this game could be a little sloppy, to be quite honest with
Yeah,
you.
agreed.
Because, you guys, like I said, young nucleus, we have a lot of new pieces, and it takes time to get that cohesion and to work together and all that stuff. But, obviously one team's going to get the W, right? So you mentioned Alshon in that matchup. Is there any other matchups from the Eagles standpoint that maybe might worry you or give you some concern?
I think their offensive line versus our defensive line, because our defensive line, it's pretty much bottom 25. Like it's not that great. We lost Phil Taylor to season-ending injury
Right.
in the preseason.
Nose tackle, right?
Yeah. So now we don't have a true nose tackle. And although we did bring McLean in and Stacey McGee, McLean hasn't impressed at all, and we were considering cutting him at a point.
Right.
But we would get like 7.5 million dead money, so he's basically guaranteed a spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So let me ask you this. How do you feel about our defensive line? Because we revamped that. We've got Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Timmy Jernigan, and then Vinny Curry on one side. Like, how do you feel? I like your guys' offensive line. How do you feel about your O line though?
I feel pretty great about our O-line. I still think it's a top O-line in the NFL. We have Trent Williams, the best, if not the best, and one of the best tackles in the NFL.
Right.
We have Morgan Moses. We just signed an extension to this past off season. Spencer Long, consistent center, and Sean Lavelle. I think he's the only liability on the offensive line, but other than that, the rest are solid. Brandon Sheriff.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it'll definitely be a good matchup. So look, those are some key things you guys can definitely look out to. Rohan's laying it down, giving you guys some knowledge for the Eagles fans who might not know some of the players on the Redskins side. So look, let's get right down to it. I don't want to hold you too long. Who's going to win and why? So I want you to finish the sentence like, blank will win the game because, and then finish. Go for it.
I think the Redskins will win this game because the Eagles haven't won at FedEx since 2013. So I still don't think they'll break it. And both teams will come out sloppy. But even though we're like 1-7 in openers with Jay Gruden, I think we'll get the dub.
Gotcha. So I'm going to go the Eagles will win this matchup because we're going to find a way to squeak out, some plays on the defensive side and limit a sloppy game and come out on top pretty much because we have some sort of cohesion on that side of the ball. Other than that, I kind of think it's going to be a sloppy game. I think there could be a lot of scoring, but I do think that we'll find a way to squeak out a couple plays. Maybe our special teams comes in handy, and we get the W. So, Rohan, before I let you go, let me get a score prediction.
I'm going to go 34-31 Skins.
34-31 Skins. And I'm going to go 28-24 Eagles. All right?
All right.
So, look, Rohan, we really appreciate you jumping on the show with us.
No problem.
Obviously, you're always welcome on Birds Fly Talk anytime. We'll definitely have to catch up with you for the next matchup and maybe a recap, too. But, look, guys, thanks for locking in. This was Birds Fly Talk. Rohan, again, thanks for being on, man.
Yeah, thank you. I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure having you on. Birds Fly Talk, man. Lock on. It is time. It's week 1. Eagles versus the Redskins. Get hype. Fire it up. Let's go get the dub. This was Birds Fly Talk. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Tell your mom, your grandmom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your girlfriend, your side piece. All that stuff. Birds Fly Talk. This was Kevin Taylor. Peace. We out.